Welcome back, guys. This is Mazia, and in this After Effects tutorial I'll be covering how you can use Twixtor properly and one of the best few methods out there to use in Twixtor efficiently. Here I have a raw comp of the clip we're going to be Twixtoring today, so let me just, we don't need this part. Oops. Okay, this is where we're going to be Twixtoring today. And I'm going to show you two methods. The special method, which is the one I'll be teaching today, and the normal method is what people, or mostly people, use without knowing the special method. Basically, the normal method consists of Twixtor, obviously, and they usually input the frame rate between 9 or 12, and the speed to around the same exact length, 9 or 12, and changing here. And changing some few minor changes. From 9 and 12, they usually put contrast edge enhance and motion weighted blend, and then inverse with smart blend. And oops, changing the speed to like 12 or something like that. So input frame rate will be 12, speed will be 12. That's what usually, this is very similar to how mostly people do this. But what they don't realize is when they do that, the results aren't the best, especially with a clip like this. As you can see, very, very poor results. And if we timer map that, let's say we want to timer map this a little bit like that. The result still is very lacking. You get these awkward pauses, and it just kills the whole vibe of the edits you're doing. So, how to eliminate that? Well, with this special method, you'll get this. The result is almost flawless, constant movement, no awkward pauses, and the motion keeps on happening. So to help you guys understand, I divided this to 5 steps. Simply step number 1. Step number 1 is with the raw clip. Nothing, we're not doing anything to it. And Control-Alt-T to begin timer mapping. There we go. Now with timer mapping, in this step, every single frame you want to timer map. Or you want a keyframe, excuse me. So for example, we have this frame. This frame has motion, so I keyframe that. This frame has motion, I keyframe that. Wherever you find motion in the clip, you keyframe it with timing map. And you keep doing this for the whole entire clip. Now, step number 2. After you did all that, step number 2 would simply just be bringing all these keyframes together one by one, so that in every single frame you have movement. All you do is just bring it forward. That way it has constant movement. Keep in mind, Twixtor likes movement. Twixtor needs movement in order for it to work properly and efficiently, and in order for you to get the best results possible. Now, after that, step number 3 should look like this, where it's all movement, constant movement. Now, step number 4 is adding Twixtor. Go ahead and apply Twixtor Pro and copy my settings. The frame rate is 30 FPS. The speed will be 100 in the beginning, and then move 1 frame forward and change it to 30 speed as well. And change it to contrast edge enhance. No need to change the frame interp. Warping, change it to forward, and that's about it. Now, you might be having a couple of questions. Why is the frame rate 30 and why is the speed 30? Well, I'm glad you asked. The reason is because this clip originally is 23.976 FPS. Now you can add Twixtor with the frame rate 23.976, but since it's close enough to 30 FPS, I might as well just add 30 FPS. And if you have a 60 FPS clip, you put the input frame rate 60 FPS. So basically, whatever the original clip FPS is, that's what you put for Twixtor. And again, if you have like 23.976, it really won't hurt if you put it to 30 FPS. And the reason I did 30 speed is because so I can match as much as possible movement for the clip. And all I have to do with warping is just move it forward. Now, step number 5. After you did all of that, step number 5 is without timer mapping. This is just our Twixtor. As you can see, it looks good enough without even timer mapping it. And versus the normal method again, we have these awkward pauses. And this is without timer mapping. So let's timer map it. Let's pretend this is a beat right here, and this is where you want the clip to end. So Control-Alt-T to timer map, and let's bring this forward. Oh, excuse me. Before you do that, pre-comp this. And then Control-Alt-T to timer map. And right about there. Like that. Highlight the keyframes and easy ease. Simply just timer map it like this. Now you should have this result. Very, very effective. And all we did is in steps 1 is again you keyframe wherever you see motion, you keyframe the timer map. Step number 2, after you did all of that, you're bringing these keyframes closer together so that every single frame there is motion. Step number 3, well, after you're done with that, step number 4 is just adding Twixtor and changing the frame rate to whatever the clip is, the original clip's value is, and the speed to around 30. You can do the speed to 10. I won't recommend anything below 10, and I won't really recommend anything below 30. And warping to forward. And with some time remap, you get this beautiful result. And you can go ahead and just add CC if you'd like. Now there is some warping, but you can fix that with real smart motion blur. But all in all, beautiful result versus this. Where in every so frame we have these awkward pauses like this, dead frames. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you find this helpful, please let me know in the comments. And hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care.